Good evening. I am Srihari. I am doing internship at LEXIS and Company. I am I'm today talking about the topic on the human right and fundamental right. What is the difference between the human right and fundamental right? The purpose of video is to bring out some small information on this topic because most of the students have been confused on the topic that is human right and fundamental right, because in the ending word that is right they mainly confuse that whether fundamental right is a human right or a human right is a fundamental right. So talking about fundamental rights are rights which are ensured by a constitution is known as fundamental right. There are seven fundamental right of our constitution. Our right to property was removed by the 44th amendment of the act. So fundamental rights are rights that are a freedom as part of constitution that is protected our government of India, protected by our constitution of India, which is recommended by the government of India and the parliament, and which is enacted to citizen of people. In one of the situation, the rights that are banned by the presidents in India at an emergency period, and all the people that fall under the jurisdiction of a constitution are granted under these rights without any privilege or cost of privileges. But these are rights which are awarded by the authority to the citizens as part of a legal system of our country, and without any condition these rights are enjoyed by citizens of country in certain determination of boundary. Talking about human rights, as I said, about the rights that are equally available for all men and women in globe. There are some basic rights which are protected for human from inhuman behavior of the humans. There are some rights which are considered universally as a fundamental right and essential for a fulfillment of needs of physical, mental, emotional protection. These are rights which are helpful for the survival of every human being in the earth. The example of the human rights, as I said about, that is UNDHCR, Universal Declaration of Human Rights, and the rights which are ensured by Constitution is an example of fundamental rights. So talking on more on the concept, the world human right is expected from following humanism far from the inhuman treatment. Some caste of people do not get an opportunity to claim the human rights of India, and some people have a right to enjoy their freedom as a fundamental right and higher position to treat as equivalent to God. This devotional approach that is basically in our human right do not accept to general human being in the nature of world. It means equally to all the view in a humanistic philosophy. But the importance of human rights have been mentioned in the Constitution of India, that every person has a legal right to its mind and has a physical aspect to satisfy citizen of India eliminated by the Constitution. So the human right is based on the principal concept that is solidarity and non-violence cooperation, and a mutual aspect respect to the citizen of each other development. These are heritage from all human beings in India. Human rights are different in other aspects too. Firstly, they categorize as inherent human beings by the virtue of their humanity alone, inalienable within the qualified legal boundaries, equally applicable to all. Secondly, the main duties are deriving from human rights that are far from authorities or agents, not for an individual. So from here we can understand the concept of the human right, that even though fundamental right is considered as one of the fullest right for a citizen, but there are rights which are inherited. They are not basically applicable for backward people like ST, OBC, where they also need some part of right that can claim for opportunity before the law. So that is known as basically human right. We can say it is inherent from the humans for their fulfilling the human beings right. So as I said, human rights have been more classified into different principles, that is social civil human right, political human right, economical human rights. So this is what about my today's topic. So I would end by saying that these are not two both similar topics, that is human rights and fundamental. It's not totally similar, but it has its own light tone difference so that we can understand easily. That is what is the difference between human right and a fundamental right. So if you have any query, you can please post in the comment box. I will soon as reply the answers. And also if you like, please share, comment, subscribe, share. This video is for only educational purpose, not for any advertisement or any entertainment. Thank you.